Just finished reading the latest Vinland Saga chapter. Just thought I'd make a video about it real quick, talking about it. Vinland Saga Chapter 218 just dropped, and it is an absolute roller coaster. That's just going straight down. There's not many ups. Not to say it's not good. It is amazing. It is just very, very tragic. Obviously, huge spoilers ahead if you have not read it yet, but let's take a look at it. Thorfinn pretty much finally returns to the settlement or village, and this is after Einar killed a man, and Thorfinn can kind of see that on him. This is something that I think only Thorfinn here can really relate to on this level, and it's just it's insane. The artwork and the imagery in this chapter, absolute perfection, peak fiction if you will. Einar's literally begging for some kind of reassurance from Thorfinn, pretty much telling him that he had no other choice, and he's just looking for Thorfinn to almost confide in, I guess, because he knows that Thorfinn can relate to this struggle. But Thorfinn, being a great character that he is, he knows that even if he reassures him, that's not really going to fix anything. It's not going to take away what Einar did. It's really not going to fix anything, so there's essentially no point of doing that. Instead, he pretty much just tells him, hey, I'm dealing with that same emotion too. And they kind of discuss going over a truce, and obviously that's very surprising to some of the people because they just went through all of this and you're pretty much giving up. But at the end of the day, what choice do you really have? And then you see Sturk get this look in his eye, and honestly, when I read this, I was like, okay, what is he about to do? And I see him lunge, and it's pretty obvious that he's gonna go and attack the natives. And so when I see this, I'm like, okay, so he's probably going to stab him and escalate it even further and just get all of his people into more trouble. But then as I keep reading, I'm like, okay, Thorfinn's gonna pull him back, so he can't do that, and here we are. And when I saw this, I was thinking, hey, that's not that bad. He probably just got stabbed in the shoulder. It's whatever. He'll live. You can just keep on going through it. But then you see this. This face right here, we've seen this face before, and every time we see this face, it's never anything good. This is like pure trauma in Thorfinn's eyes. And it just continues to escalate even further. His head is cut clean off, and it almost goes into a full-out just fight again. But luckily, they choose not to because they know that the truce is what they're supposed to be aiming for. But once I saw Einar like this, I literally said, what the fuck? But seeing Thorfinn hold Einar like this, and he even confirms here that it's a cut on the neck, it's not a good sign. That's like arguably one of the worst spots to get a cut. And just the amount of blood that he's losing, it's not looking good. I've seen a couple comments of people saying maybe it's like a Nobara, I think that was her name, from Jujutsu Kaisen. Maybe he'll somehow survive and come back just, you know, injured. But this isn't really like a typical battle shonen, so I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's gone for good, as much as that hurts to say. Seeing them grow up and develop together throughout this whole story, I have no words. Thorfinn starts shedding tears, but what really hit was this last panel here. He's literally laid out. There's no sign of life from what it looks like. That is a lot of blood, like a lot. Again, he got stabbed in the neck, and he's not even holding Thorfinn back as Thorfinn's holding him. I think it's over for him. When I saw that, I stared at this panel for a good 20 minutes. Just, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. And I read this yesterday. But what's even more crazy is the fact that I did make a previous Vinland Saga video and was discussing how the ending might go one of two ways. One, Thorfinn will probably die tragically, or two, the people around Thorfinn are going to die tragically. And we have one so far. I saw a couple comments as well on the subreddit kind of asking, do you think Thorfinn's gonna go back to his old ways and start fighting again now because they killed his best friend? I don't think so. I really doubt it. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose of not only the story but Thorfinn's development. If Thorfinn was to start fighting again, it would just literally lead to more deaths and continue the cycle of violence. So I highly doubt that will happen. But whether he chooses to somehow stay and fight, which again I highly doubt, or to pack up his bags and leave, Vinland would still be considered a failed experiment because of the death that he has to deal with here. Yeah, I'm getting emotional even making this video again, but I just wanted to be able to talk about this chapter with other people because I don't have many friends that are caught up this far into the manga. So if you are, comment down below, let me know what your thoughts on this chapter was. To me, this was a 10 out of 10. I really have no complaints. I saw some people saying that his death felt a little not meaningful, which I don't agree with at all. I mean, you definitely have entitlement to your own opinion, but to me, I think that his death definitely had meaning. It's just kind of showing that the cycle of violence is going to continue, and it's very difficult to avoid that. And on top of that, he was literally trying to prevent the violence. By him trying to prevent that, that's what ended up costing him his life. And on top of that, he also entered that cycle of violence by killing someone in the previous chapters, and now that cycle has been brought upon to him. It's really tragic, and just the fact that a fictional story like this can have such an impact on people, that's what makes it peak fiction to me. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about this chapter and overall how the story might end, because at this point I'm really not too sure what direction the ending is going to take. I'm definitely going to be staying up to date with it. They release a new chapter every month, but sometimes there are breaks. I'm hoping that we don't get a break because I am dying to see what this ending is going to look like. But that's pretty much it. Like, comment, and subscribe for more anime content, and let me know what you think about the ending so far, or at least this chapter.
In each other's